What is your profession?
Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm here to explain you the Spirit Ranger build. So if you got any experience already on the Ranger, that's good, but I'm going to show you the absolute meta right now around the Spirit Ranger build. So I'm just gonna explain you the build. I won't show any gameplay at all. That will be in a separate video. So basically what we're gonna use is the sword dagger as the melee weapons and the short bow as a ranged weapon. With the sigil of geomancy and the sigil of hydromancy, we're gonna use exactly the same thing on the short bow. And why are we going to use melee sigils on the short bow? Well, that's because as a Spirit Ranger you're supposed to be not only supporting the team fights at mid, but you also your point is also to bunker close. So when you count 4 enemies and you don't know where the 5th is, excuse me, wow, if you don't know where the 5th is, as a Spirit Ranger you're supposed to go on close and stay there for a bit, just to be certain that the 5th enemy won't be able to decap your point. When it comes to actually fighting on the close point, those sigils will actually proc because you need to stay on the point, and you will have no problem with doing so. You don't need to worry about that. You have enough survivability through your spirits, healing skill and trade, so you don't need to worry. For the wounds, we're going to be using the rune of Balthasar because it complements the Sun Spirit, because with the 70% chance to apply burning on hit. It does say it's 3 seconds right there, but since we're using a trait to increase not a trait, I'm sorry, because we're using the rune to increase the burning damage by 45%, the burning damage will actually last almost 5 seconds. The internal cooldown of those effects is 10 seconds. So every 10 seconds you will be able to burn your target for 5 seconds. And that's pretty good. I mean, burning damage is pretty strong. So yeah, for the amulet we will be using the Carrion amulet. You might also use the Celestial amulet, but you have enough survivability to use the Carrion amulet, and it also offers a lot of protection, a lot of pressure through the power and the condition damage, so you don't need to worry about that. Now for the traits, we're going to be using the 2 in marksmanship, the 6 in wilderness survival and the 6 in nature magic. Now the 2 in marksmanship is malicious training, increased duration for conditions applied by your pet. So basically your pets can apply conditions as well. If we go to the pet management, right here you can see all the skills of your pets. We're going to use 2 pets, which will be the juvenile wolf and the jungle spider. So the jungle spider does immobilize, and poison. As you know, if you already played with Ranger before, you can only command 1 skill and you cannot change it. So yeah. So the 3 other attacks will be done by the pet itself whenever he feels like it. No, basically it's when it's off cooldown. So he will just immediately use it whenever it's off cooldown, so you don't need to worry about that. For the wolf right here, your wolf attacks is fear, bite, cripple and knockdown. So basically he won't really deal any conditions except for the cripple right here, which is pretty strong as well since you're fighting on the point and you're basically condition based, so that's pretty good actually, the cripple. So your teammates, the only thing you need to know is that you need to stay alive long enough in order for your teammates to come to your close points. You don't really need to kill every attacker of the close point. That's not true. You just need to you need to be able to keep the close point for your team and just call help and just survive as long as it needs to be, and just make sure the point doesn't get decapped. Now for the 6 in Wilderness Survival, we will be using 3, 7 and 11. Now the 3 is pretty good because the very first CC in a fight aimed towards you will be transferred towards your pet. The offhand training right there decreases the cooldown and increases the range of those two skills. Now it's not really good for this one because it has a very low range, but this one has a pretty long range, 1200, so that's pretty cool as well. Having the extra cripple and bleeding is pretty cool, but it is actually a pretty obvious projectile, as you can see. It's certainly with the incinerator legendary right there. So for the third trait, we will be using the empathic bond. So each 10 seconds your pet will gain 3 conditions from you. So you will lose 3 conditions, but they will be transferred to your pet instead. So that's pretty good as well. You have a lot of survivability in this build because this straight line is toughness and condition damage, and the straight line is vitality and boon duration. So the third straight line right here, nature magic. So this will be for your spirits right here. So the vigorous spirits have increased health and a greater chance to trigger their benefits. So if I summon them, as you can see, they have their benefits. It's like a passive effect. 70% chance to apply protection on hit and 70% chance to apply burning on hit. Now without this trait, it would only be 35% chance, as you can see. So when using the runes of Balthazar, you sure want to have 70% chance to apply burning on hit. Your short bow attacks are also very fast, so pretty much every 10 seconds you will be able to apply burning. You don't need to worry about that. Now the second trait, Spirits Unbound. Spirits can move and follow you, so without this trait they will just stand there useless and be static, like they won't follow you. Like now they follow me, and that's pretty much what you want. If you need to move between mid and close all the time, moving spirits might be the thing you're looking for. Now this is the last trait you see in effect. So each spirit stays alive for 60 seconds. When they die, they trigger the special effect right there. So oh, sorry guys. So basically, if they die, or if you activate them, like you can activate them twice, I will summon them again, and as you can see they have this special effect right here as well. So the Sun Spirit blinds the enemy, so I will activate him now, remove this a bit so you can see. I will activate him, and that's perfectly when you want to stomp an enemy, so you blind him right before you stomp him. So that's pretty good as well. And this one right here, this little fella, if I activate him, he disappears and changes into some sort of swamp. And basically what he does is it cripples, also mobilizes, so that's pretty good as well. So this is the Spirit Ranger build. On the swords you got 3 dodges, pretty long dodges, so that's pretty good if you're fighting a handbow or any other CC type. You need to evade those CC while using the 2, the 3 and the 4th skill on your melee weapon sets. Now for the 2 utilities, well, for the 3, the other 2 you know already. The healing spring, we will be using the healing spring because the healing spring can cover the whole surface of the point you're supposed to be bunking in the fight. So basically you will be focusing on surviving, and with this healing spring, as long as you stay into it every second, it will remove a condition as well. Oh my god, I'm yawning all the time. I'm sorry guys, but it's fucking early in the morning. I couldn't sleep at all because of the mosquitoes. So excuse me if you hear me yawn. I mean, I'm very tired, but this is the only moment I can make videos, and as you can see, I'm really dedicated to show you guys videos, and that's why it's early. It's like 6 a.m. in the morning, and I went to sleep like 2 hours ago. So yeah, yes, that's how dedicated I am to you guys. Sorry if you hear me yawn. I mean, it might be possible I will just go to sleep after recording this. I don't know. But yeah, I will just wrap things up right now. So yeah, the healing spring right here. It covers the whole point you're standing on, and it will also remove conditions as long as you stay on it. We already know the spirits right here. The lightning reflexes, I mean, in the very old meta, way before the April patch, people were using a third spirit as well. It was either the frost spirit or the storm spirit. But now in the current meta, you might want to consider actually using a lightning reflexes because of the many bonuses it gives. It removes immobilize. It also gives vigor. It's an evade as well for almost a second, and it's also a stun breaker. So that's very excellent when you're fighting a Hambo and you ran out of dodges on your melee weapon. This might be your second chance to actually stay alive. For the elite, well, of course it's a spirit as well. The main the passive thing right here about the spirit is that it gives a regeneration 320 HP every second for about 60 seconds long. So that's almost as strong as the healing signet on a warrior. I think it only, the difference is only like 20 to 40 HP per second, so that's actually pretty strong. Now as you can see, I can click it again just the same as the other spirits right here, and this will actually revive 3 targets, remove 5 conditions on 5 targets in a radius of 900. That's pretty insane, guys. So imagine in a team fight your team is probably losing, let's say 2 of your team got downed, you got stuck in a 4 versus 2, but those 2 teammates are down. You just have to activate this spirit of nature and it will revive your 2 downed targets. So that's pretty insane. Like, that's what it makes the Spirit Ranger so strong in team fights, because it can just revive 3 downed allies out of nowhere every 180 seconds. So that's pretty insane. So yes, that's it for the Spirit Ranger build. Now I'm not gonna show any gameplay, that will be in a separate video as I explained earlier. If you like this build, if it was helpful to you, or if you have any questions, just comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support me a bit more. I already got 200 subscribers in a month's time, so that's pretty cool. That's not as much as the famous YouTube channels, but it's not really for the subscribers for me. It's more like the more people who know my channel and following, the more people I know I will encounter in Team Arena, and I will be fighting you guys someday or another, and it will be quite amazing to see you guys grow from being a new PvPer to actually being a new PvPer with meta builds, with builds who are mostly used in PvP, and that's the most important thing for me, that people are not using bad builds or builds not complementing the other classes or builds in your teams. So basically guys, that's it. I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching and see ya.